What truly happens when one of the wealthiest, most successful, and globally recognized football clubs finds itself not in the familiar pursuit of silverware, but instead in a desperate race for financial survival? Imagine Chelsea Football Club, a name that has long stood for glamour, ambition, and audacious, headline-making transfers, suddenly thrust into a high-stakes contest where the scoreboard is not measured in goals but in pounds, profits, and regulatory compliance. This is not just a crisis for Chelsea. It is a saga that could reshape the very business model of elite football, sending ripples across leagues and continents. To understand the gravity of Chelsea's current predicament, let us set the stage by rewinding over the past few years. Chelsea's transfer activity has become legendary, and for some, notorious. Ever since the high-profile acquisition by Todd Boehly and the Clear Lake Capital Consortium, Stamford Bridge has been a revolving door for prodigious young talent. The club's net spend since that takeover has soared past the unprecedented threshold of £1 billion, a figure so vast that it is nearly impossible to grasp outside the realm of modern sport. The grand vision: assemble a squad bursting with potential, pace, and global appeal, one capable of dominating both the Premier League and European football for a generation. But behind this bold ambition lies a far starker reality. European football is governed by a framework known as Financial Fair Play, or FFP. Introduced by UEFA in the late 2000s, FFP was designed to curb excessive spending and ensure clubs do not spiral into financial oblivion. The rules are clear. Clubs must balance income with expenditure, or risk severe penalties ranging from eye-watering fines and transfer bans to the ultimate humiliation: league points deductions. The spirit of FFP is to protect clubs from their own ambitions, but the reality is a labyrinth of accounting tricks, compliance puzzles, and agonizing choices. Chelsea's transfer frenzy has now brought the club to a pivotal crossroads. For the upcoming 2024 to 2025 season, the wage bill is projected at roughly £176 million, a significant reduction compared to previous years, yet still a towering financial obligation. This reduction largely stems from a strategic culling of the squad, with both rising stars and established names being sold. The urgency is real and unmistakable. To avoid breaching FFP, Chelsea must raise a net profit of approximately £80 million before the looming deadline of June 30th. This is not a leisurely stroll. It is a sprint, a race against time, where every hour and every decision matters. So how is Chelsea confronting this existential challenge? One word: sales. And not just any sales, but the rapid liquidation of promising assets. Recently, Chelsea confirmed the departure of young midfielder Matisse Amougou to their French affiliate, Strasbourg, a club also under the Blue Con umbrella. Amougou, signed from Saint-Étienne for a fee hovering around £12 million only a few months ago, featured just twice for Chelsea before being moved on. This transfer, echoing the original fee, is emblematic of the new, unsentimental approach. Acquire or develop youth, and if the right offer comes, do not hesitate to sell, no matter how brief their stay or high their potential. Amougou's move is just the beginning. Zach Sturge, a highly rated 21-year-old defender, is set to join Millwall after an impressive loan spell at the club. Sturge's poise and athleticism drew accolades from Millwall's manager Alex Neil, who described him as a vital addition, especially as Millwall prepares for possible squad changes. Meanwhile, the exit of Serbian goalkeeper Đorđe Petrović is also confirmed, with the shot-stopper joining Bournemouth for a sum in the region of £25 million. Petrović distinguished himself during a loan at Strasbourg, where he was named Player of the Season, a testament to his exceptional goalkeeping. Perhaps the most headline-grabbing exit is that of Noni Madueke, a dazzling winger whose electric performances lit up Stamford Bridge. Madueke, seeking more consistent playing time and a new challenge, left Chelsea's Club World Cup training camp in America to return for a medical at Arsenal, where he is set to sign for a reported £52 million. According to Sky Sports' Kaveh Sohekel, Madueke's transfer is both a financial necessity and a strategic maneuver, as Chelsea scrambles to balance the books. For Arsenal, manager Mikel Arteta sees Madueke's versatility, his capability to threaten on either wing, as a vital asset, providing new tactical dimensions and fresh attacking options for the Gunners. These departures, while necessary for the club's balance sheet, have deep emotional and sporting consequences. For supporters, watching homegrown talents and emerging stars leave is unsettling, as if the fabric of the club's future is being unraveled. For players, the moves offer a chance for more minutes and new challenges, but come with risks. adaptation to new systems, the pressure of expectations, and potential career stagnation. Chelsea's pursuit of financial equilibrium raises a fundamental question. Is this aggressive trading and rapid turnover a sustainable model, or is the club mortgaging tomorrow's stability for today's compliance? Chelsea's situation is further complicated by its ownership structure. The Bluecon Consortium, holding controlling stakes in both Chelsea and Strasbourg, uses its French affiliate as a testing ground for young talent and a mechanism for financial maneuvering. This approach, while not unique to Chelsea, is attracting growing scrutiny from football's governing bodies. Football finance experts like Kieran Maguire have warned that multi-club ownership models are increasingly under the microscope, with UEFA and FIFA voicing concerns about competitive integrity and possible conflicts of interest. Transfers like Amugu's rapid, intra-consortium moves are testing the boundaries of what is permissible. Should UEFA or FIFA tighten these gray area regulations, Chelsea's carefully constructed strategy could face dramatic disruption. As the fateful date of June the 30th draws ever closer, Chelsea stands at a historic crossroads. The decisions made in the coming weeks will determine not just whether the club avoids regulatory punishment, but also the direction of its footballing project for years to come. There are several scenarios in motion, each carrying its own blend of risk and opportunity. If Chelsea succeeds in raising the necessary profit through player sales, targeting that crucial £80 million, they may escape UEFA's disciplinary hammer, at least for the short term. The departures of Madueke, Sturge, Petrovic, and Amugu are pivotal steps toward this target. However, this model comes at a price. The relentless reliance on selling young prospects and rising stars gradually erodes squad depth, disrupts cohesion, and may undermine morale. As respected financial analyst Swiss Ramble has observed, Chelsea's current business model is now fundamentally reliant on the consistent, profitable trading of players. One misstep, a poor transfer window, a failed deal, or a sudden market downturn could send the entire financial plan into turmoil. Conversely, if Chelsea falls short of its financial targets by the deadline, the consequences could be severe. UEFA's financial fair play rules are not mere guidelines. They are enforceable laws with real teeth. Breaches can result in punitive fines, registration bans for new players, or even points deductions that could derail an entire season. For a club that has invested more than £1 billion since Todd Boehly's arrival, such sanctions would be both a financial and reputational catastrophe. But there is another side to this story. The sale of key players, although painful, has already allowed Chelsea to reduce its wage bill from the astronomical heights of previous years to a more manageable £176 million. If the club maintains this discipline, it could lay the foundation for a more stable future. At the same time, Chelsea's strategic investments continue, such as the acquisition of Estevão Willian, a Brazilian prodigy signed from Palmeiras for nearly £30 million. This signals an ongoing commitment to youth development, with the hope that these investments will yield both on-field success and future transfer profits. Beyond player trading, Chelsea's ownership group is actively pursuing alternative ways to strengthen the club's revenue streams. Ambitious plans are underway to redevelop Stamford Bridge into a state-of-the-art stadium complex, transforming the historic ground into not just a football venue, but a commercial powerhouse. If these plans come to fruition, Chelsea could gain the financial muscle to compete with the likes of Manchester City, Real Madrid, and Paris Saint-Germain clubs, whose off-pitch revenues set the global standard. Additionally, the club is seeking strategic partnerships across the globe, aiming to expand its brand in Asia, North America, and beyond, tapping into lucrative new markets and fan bases. Yet for all the optimism about alternative revenue and long-term vision, the immediate challenges remain daunting. The rapid turnover of players risks destabilizing the squad and undermining the kind of cohesion necessary for sustained on-pitch success. The pressure on head coach Enzo Maresca is immense. Not only must he integrate new signings and compensate for departing stars, but he must also keep Chelsea competitive in the Premier League and European competitions. Maresca has been granted significant authority to reshape the squad according to his tactical philosophy, but uncertainty over the transfer market and the shadow of regulatory intervention complicate his task. Chelsea's story is a microcosm of the new era in football economics, a time when clubs must balance the romance and drama of sporting achievement with the cold arithmetic of financial management. The cautionary tales are numerous. Clubs like Leeds United and Portsmouth, who gambled recklessly in pursuit of glory, paid a steep price. Relegation, financial ruin, and in some cases, near bankruptcy. On the other hand, clubs such as Bayern Munich and Atletico Madrid have shown the value of fiscal discipline, consistently competing at the highest level while keeping their finances in check. Chelsea's current gamble backing youth, aggressive player trading, and alternative revenue streams is a high-stakes experiment. As Swiss Ramble highlights, the high amortization costs associated with so many signings mean Chelsea must sell players at a profit every year just to stay afloat. This creates a precarious cycle. Success breeds higher player valuations, but a single bad season or a regulatory shakeup could send the entire system crashing down. It is a classic boom and bust model. Fortunes can rise as quickly as they can fall, dependent on the unpredictable winds of the transfer market and UEFA's evolving regulations. The scrutiny of Chelsea extends well beyond the club's internal workings. Across Europe, the debate around multi-club ownership is intensifying. Critics argue that such models blur the lines of fair competition, potentially enabling parent clubs to influence results or gain unfair advantages through coordinated player moves. UEFA and FIFA have already signaled their intention to introduce stricter rules. Any regulatory crackdown could force Chelsea to reassess its relationship with Strasbourg and other affiliated clubs. For now, Chelsea operates in a regulatory gray zone, but the landscape is shifting, and the club must be ready to adapt quickly. For viewers, football fans, and business enthusiasts alike, Chelsea's high-wire act serves as a powerful lesson in modern risk management. Rapid expansion and aggressive investment can deliver spectacular rewards, but they come with hidden risks and the ever-present threat of collapse. The need for strategic foresight, rigorous financial oversight, and the willingness to make tough, sometimes unpopular decisions is as essential in football as it is in the worlds of Silicon Valley or Wall Street. Chelsea's saga is a potent reminder that, beneath the dazzle of the beautiful game, the numbers matter just as much as the goals. If you are an investor, a sports fan, or simply someone curious about the intersection of global economics and elite sport, Chelsea's turbulence offers a fascinating case study. It illustrates how the world's biggest brands must constantly reinvent themselves to stay ahead, balancing short-term ambition with long-term sustainability. The decisions made at Stamford Bridge in the coming weeks will be scrutinized not just by rival clubs and regulators, but by fans across the world who know that football's future is being shaped in boardrooms as much as on the pitch. At the core of this drama lies a question that will define Chelsea's identity for years to come. Can the club execute a great escape before the final whistle blows on June the 30th? If they succeed, they will set a new standard for financial agility and innovation in football, perhaps even outsmarting the system. If they fail, the consequences could cast a long shadow over Stamford Bridge, turning their bold experiment into a cautionary tale. Yet, there is a deeper story unfolding beyond the headlines. While the media focuses on transfer fees, player sales, and the ticking clock of FFP deadlines, the real revolution at Chelsea may be happening off the pitch. The ownership group's commitment to transforming Stamford Bridge into a world-class destination is not just about football. It is about future-proofing the club against the volatility of the transfer market. A successful stadium redevelopment could unlock vital new revenue streams, from hospitality and concerts to international events, giving Chelsea a competitive edge that no single transfer window could deliver. As June the 30th approaches, every transfer, every announcement, and every twist in Chelsea's financial story will be scrutinized by supporters and analysts. Will the club's bold gamble pay off? Or is there more trouble brewing beneath the surface? The answers to these questions will shape not only Chelsea's destiny, but the future landscape of football finance. Let's consider, for a moment, the wider implications for the sport as a whole. If Chelsea's strategy proves successful, it could set a precedent for other top clubs facing similar financial pressures, especially as the costs of elite football continue to escalate. Stadium redevelopments, global branding campaigns, and multi-club networks could become even more essential tools for survival in an increasingly competitive environment. On the other hand, if Chelsea stumbles, regulators may feel emboldened to tighten controls, and clubs may be forced to embrace more conservative, less glamorous business models. We could see a new age of restraint, with a premium placed on homegrown talent and prudent investment, rather than the record-breaking transfer sprees that have defined the last decade. Moreover, Chelsea's turbulent journey highlights the interconnectedness of football and the broader global economy. The club's financial maneuvers mirror trends seen in multinational corporations, where diversification, asset trading, and strategic partnerships are key to long-term resilience. Just as tech giants pivot to new markets or hedge funds rebalance portfolios, football clubs must continuously adapt, innovate, and sometimes take calculated risks. A final, practical lesson can be drawn here. relevant not just for clubs, but for anyone navigating the modern world of business and risk. Success in today's football is about more than winning matches. It is about mastering complexity, anticipating regulatory shifts, and maintaining the delicate balance between ambition and sustainability. The clubs that thrive will be those that can learn from both their triumphs and failures, that build institutions as robust off the pitch as they are formidable on it. So what do you think? Is Chelsea's high-risk, high-reward approach the blueprint for a new era of football success? Or is the club perilously close to the edge? Will Stamford Bridge become a symbol of financial reinvention, or a cautionary tale for the modern game? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We are eager to hear from fans, business minds, and curious observers alike. And if you want more stories where the worlds of football and global economics collide, be sure to like and subscribe. Until next time, stay curious, keep questioning, and